Hello everybody, welcome to the first video in my series on JavaScript. Today we'll talk about what JavaScript is and why it's so popular for building websites. JavaScript is a powerful programming language that adds interactivity and dynamic features to web pages. Whether you are a beginner or looking to refresh your skills, the series will guide you through the essentials of JavaScript step by step. Let's begin. In 1995, Brendan Eich created JavaScript for a web browser called Netscape Navigator. At that time, websites were very simple and displayed static pages. HTML gave websites their structure, like the layout of a page, and CSS added colors and styles. But websites couldn't do interactive things, for instance, like showing a menu that pops up when you click or updating text when you select an option from a drop down. JavaScript changed all of that. It lets websites do these things and many more interactive stuff, making websites more fun to use and easier for everyone. JavaScript is a scripting language. Programs in this language are called scripts, and you write JavaScript code right in the same file which contains the HTML code of a web page. Unlike some other coding languages like C++ or Java, you don't need to compile JavaScript before it runs. Instead, something called a JavaScript engine does that work for you. Every browser has one. For example, Chrome uses an engine called V8 and Firefox uses one called SpiderMonkey. These engines read your code and turn it into instructions that the computer understands, and it all happens as the web page loads. This process is called interpretation or sometimes just in time compilation. It's quite fast, so when in the development phase you make changes to your code, you can see them on the web page right away, making it easier to test and refine interactive features. And also, just so you know, JavaScript has nothing to do with the Java programming language, even though their names sound similar. The name JavaScript was a marketing trick to leverage the popularity of Java in the 90s. At first, JavaScript only worked inside web browsers, but today it can run almost anywhere. And this is because of the introduction of Node.js back in 2009. Node.js is a runtime environment which is built on Chrome's V8 engine that lets JavaScript work on servers or local machines and not just the browsers. In a browser, JavaScript is restricted in its use. It cannot touch your computer's main system or processor. It can only change things on the web page, like moving buttons or responding when you click something. On a server with Node.js, JavaScript can do much more. We'll talk about that in later videos. JavaScript is the most popular language for making websites interactive. It works really well with HTML and CSS. It allows for simple solutions to developmental problems, and every browser like Chrome, Firefox, or Safari supports JavaScript. It can do simple things like making a button change color when you click it. At the same time, it can also power big, complex websites like one you see built with tools like React, Vue, or Angular. Sometimes, though, JavaScript isn't perfect for every project. That's where languages like TypeScript or Flow comes in. They have different syntax which suits the requirement of some projects better than JavaScript. A process called transpiling converts these languages into JavaScript before they can run in a browser. Also, there's a rulebook for JavaScript called ECMA 262 specification, also known as ECMAScript. It defines the standard for how JavaScript should function across different environments, including browsers and server-side platforms like Node.js. Over time, it's been updated with new features like a big update in 2015 called ES6. But it's not an easy read, and if you want a simpler way to learn about JavaScript, you can check out MDN Web Docs. It's a website with a lot of examples and tutorials that explain JavaScript's functionality really well. And to start coding in JavaScript, you'll need a program called an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. It's like a notepad for writing code, but with extra tools to help you. Visual Studio Code is a popular example for an IDE. You'll also use something called Browser Developer Tools. If you press F12 on a Windows computer, a panel a panel pops up in a browser. You can also This panel shows you if there are any mistakes in your code, and you can also use it to look at the web page's structure, check how fast the website loads, or even try out small bits of JavaScript in a special area called the console, which you can see on the bottom right. We'll explore these tools much more in the future videos, and this is how VS Code looks, just for your reference. Let's wrap up with a quick summary. JavaScript started in 1995 to make websites interactive. It's a scripting language, so you don't need to compile it. JavaScript engines like V8 run it in browsers. It's a safe language for use in browsers, only working with web pages. But Node.js lets it run on servers too. JavaScript works great with HTML and CSS and is supported by every browser. Other languages like TypeScript can transpile into JavaScript for extra features, and you can use ECMA 262 rules or MDN web docs to learn more and go deeper into any JavaScript topic. Tools like Visual Studio Code and browser developer tools help you write and fix your code, making the development process faster and more efficient. In the next video, we'll start learning the basics of coding in JavaScript. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.